yoga is a very useful yoga, and this yoga will result in fructification of results by the intervention of the third party. So next yoga, it is a Ratta Yoga. Ratta Yoga. Here the simple change is Lagnesh and Karyesh have Itasala Yoga, but either of them is in a inimical house or debilitated or combust or retrograde or in Dustanas or aspected by the malefics. It is a one very simple difference. There is no any other confusion regarding the Ratta Yoga. That is, Lagnesh and Karyesh are in Itasala, but they are in a inimical relationship. Normally, beneficial relationship is good. Because of the inimical relationship, sometimes the work may take some time, or sometimes it may not happen if there is no possible favorable dasa, and if the Lord of the year is not either one of these Lagnesh or Karyesh. That is, which is going to give you the fruit. Okay, then coming to the, you see the example there, Mars and Jupiter, they are in Itasala, and Saturn is in Itasala with the 3 figure. Here, Mars is basically a malefic. So, Leo Lagna and 7th Lord Saturn, they are having a relationship. Also, Jupiter, 5th Lord. If you take the Jupiter 5th Lord, it is also in Lagna, slight mistake, it is not a Leo Lagna, it is a Aries Lagna. Mars is the Lagna Lord, and 4th house Saturn is there. 10th house Lord Saturn is in 4th house. Again, 9th house Lord Jupiter is also in Itasala, but only thing is here, Saturn is a malefic. This is the Ratta Yoga, very simple. Lagnesh and Karyesh are there, but they are in a inimical conditions, and also one malefic may join with the aspect of the malefic or other. Then coming to the Kallasara Yoga. Kallasara Yoga is just like Gairi Kambala Yoga, but the difference is moon is in unqualified state. That is, in Gairi Kambala Yoga, the moon is in the end of the sign. Here, moon is in the middle of the sign, or it is not qualified for the forming a yoga. So if you see that, for example, sun and moon, if you see the relationship, it is a 6-8 relations. 6-8 relations. 2-12 and 6-12. Generally, it is not considered which being a neutral aspect. So moon, though it is there, that if you see the Deeptamsha, they are not having the Itasala Yoga. And also it is not in the end of the sign. It will take 2 or 3 days to go to the next sign, then it will join it. But earlier case, if you see that the moon is in end of the Rashi, here moon is in the middle, and it is not at all qualified. Deeptamsha range, it is not coming. Next, it will go to the next sign, but comparative to the Gairi Kambala, Kallasara Yoga is slightly different. So same, the concept is same. Moon stand as a unqualified state, it will not be joining the Itasala. Then coming to the, this is the, one is Gairi Kambala Yoga, another is Ratta Yoga and Kallasara Yoga. Ratta Yoga is a negative yoga because malefics are joining the Itasala Yoga, and what is you are going to get easily, it will not be in a position to get it, or it will take some time, or you have to strain, or you may not get it if the proper dasa is not coming. Then going to the next yoga, Duppali Kutta Yoga. So here Itasala is not there, but the Itasala will happen once the Karyesh enter the next sign. End of the sign, moving to the other sign, forms Itasala with that Lord and also and the Lagnesh also. Here you see here one planet I missed it here. So you take this Leo, the Lagna Lord is Mars. Mars is in 12 sign and Moon is in the 8th degrees. Mars is in 12 degrees and Moon is in 8 degrees. And if you take the 4th Lord, Moon is the 4th Lord. 4th Lord, and it is and Karyesh, if you take Moon as the 4th Lord, here it is as it is in a good condition. But when if you take from Moon, it is in 8th house, and the Lagnesh, one more 3rd Lord, I will just now put it there because here I missed it. 1 minute. So if you see this, suppose 4th house we are dealing with, and once the Jupiter goes to the next sign, which will be the 5th house, then it creates a friendly atmosphere. And Moon being in the 4th Lord, from Jupiter and Moon, they are in 8th house, 6th and 8th house. And Moon being the Dhanakaraka, it will not have a relationship. So so Jupiter is Dhanakaraka, 9th Lord. He is not in Itasal, but once it goes to the next sign, then automatically Jupiter is joining with the Moon in 1-7 relationship, and Mars it is joining in 5-9 relationship. That is Karyesh. Basically, Karyesh is not in a Itasala yoga. That is Duppali Putta yoga. And this is one way good and one way not good. What it says, that is when the planetary movements changes during that year, there is a possibility of success in the event, or getting the event happening. Whichever is the event you take it as a marriage, or you take it as education, or you take it as a competitive examination. Whichever the event you take, Karyesh is not in a Itasala, but Moon and Mars are in Itasala, but Karyesh, for which we are taken as the representative wealth, you can take it for the 2nd house, you can take it out the 9th house, or you can take it as that is Dhanakaraka. Jupiter should be a representative either as a father or as a wealth. So Jupiter Dhanakaraka, he should be in Itasala. It is not in a position, though exalted position. So that is called the Duppalikotta yoga. And coming to one more yoga, Dutta Adhivira yoga. Dutta Adhivira yoga. Here, Lagnesh and Karyesh are in Itasala. Lagnesh and Karyesh are in Itasala, but they are not stronger. These planets are not stronger, they are weak. And a third planet comes in, it makes both of all the 3 planets stronger. That is Karyesh and Lagnesh. Though they are weak, one strong planet comes in between and it creates a yoga. This is the Dutta Adhivira yoga. You just go back, if it is Kairi Kambala yoga, Moon is in a unqualified state at the end of the sign, and once it goes to the next sign, it joins with the Lagnation Karyesh, and it becomes the Gairi Kambala Yoga. And in that, one of the Karyesh, one of the planet, Karyesh or Lagna will be exalted, or both may be exalted. In this case, Sun is and Saturn is exalted. And if you see the Ratta Yoga, the Lagnation Karyesh are Itasala, but they are in a inimical aspects or debilitated. One planet is debilitated or inimical position or combust or retrograde. So this also will not be a fruitful yoga. That is the Ratta Yoga. Kalasara Yoga, Itasala is there between the Lagnesh and Karyesh, but Moon is joining them. And Moon is still in an unqualified state. And Dupalikutta Yoga, we are taking here, we consider the fourth house. So Jupiter is there, but it is not in a position to join them. Once it goes to the next sign, the yoga gets stronger, and both the Lagnesh, Karyesh, and the Moon all get signed. This is the Dupalikutta Yoga. And Duttadivara Yoga, again a slight difference, that is Lagnesh and Karyesh are weaker. So Lagnesh and Karyesh is Sun is, Lagna Lord Sun is debilitated, and Saturn 10th, if you take 7th Lord, Saturn is debilitated. They are weak. But Mars, which is very stronger, third party, and it is joining them and becomes a Itasala Yoga. This type of Itasala Yoga, that is third party who is joining with the Itasala Yoga, if it is strong, then that we call it as Dutta Adivira Yoga. Then coming to the Tambira Yoga. Tambira Yoga is also slightly a difference. There is no Itasal there with the Karyesh or Lagna, and Karyesh is in the end of the sign. 1 minute. That is that they are still unqualified for the, says they are not at all in the Itasola, Tambira Yoga. Tambira Yoga, Lagna you take it as Leo, and Mars is 29 degrees, and Venus is 10 degrees, that's Lagna Lord. They are not having any Itasala Yoga. That is called as Tambira Yoga. Tambira Yoga. Though there may be a third planet which may be in between, but all the three, if you compare it, they are not in a Itasala Yoga. So that is called Tambira Yoga. That is very, basically it is nothing but one type of Ishrafa Yoga. Ishrafa Yoga, that means the slow moving planet as behind the fast moving planet, that is called Ishrafa Yoga. Itasala Yoga is slow moving planet, the fast moving planet is behind the slow moving planet, that is Itasala Yoga. But here in Tambira Yoga, either Lagnesh or the Karyesh, they are not in a Itasala. That is, you take it 7th Lord, Mars is 7th Lord, and Lagna Lord is Venus. They are not in the Deeptamsa range, and they are not forming any Itasala Yoga. But Jupiter, they can form Itasala, either one of the, that is Venus, it can have an Itasala. So this type of things, you call it as Tambira Yoga. They are, and otherwise it is nothing but Ishrafa Yoga. Only thing is there are slow moving planet and fast moving planet. Here Lagnesh and Karyesh are involved. Then Kutta Yoga. Here Lagnesh and Karyesh is in strong. That is, there is Itasala Yoga. There is Itala Yoga, and Lagnesh and Karyesh are stronger, and one another planet, if anything is joined, that may not be stronger. So if you take here, Lagna is Aquarius, Jupiter is 21 degrees, that is 11th house, and Saturn Lagna Lord in 23 house, both are in Itasala Yoga. And if you see this, it is nothing but again, yeah, Itasala Yoga. Here the point is, planets are weaker. That is, Jupiter normally 11th Lord is considered as the not good Lord, but it is in his own house, it will give a relationship. But Drupa Yoga is a good yoga. Basically, the Kutta Yoga is a good yoga, that is Lagnation, Karyation, Kendras. There is a just opposite yoga is a Drupa Yoga, that is the last yoga. There the planets are weaker position. Itasala is there, but the planets are weaker. Here I have shown you the exalted position of Saturn, Lagnesh and Karyesh, and Lagnesh is in the 10th house, and Kendra, either one planet is in Kendra also, that is considered as a Drupa Yoga. Sorry, Drupa, not Drupa, Kutta Yoga. But if you take the Drupa Yoga, just reverses. Planets, both the planets are weak. For example, you take Saturn is in Aries and Jupiter is in Cancer or in Gemini. So that, suppose if Jupiter goes to the Gemini and Saturn goes to the Aries, this we can call it as the Drupa Yoga. Basically, Jupiter is in enemy house and Saturn is debilitated. Though they are both are forming a Itasala, Jupiter being the 11th Lord in the 5th, and Saturn being the Lagna Lord in the Libra, exalted. But when it comes to the Kutta Yoga, that it goes debilitation is an example only. So this is the last yoga, which as far as the yogas are concerned, out of 16 yogas, it's a slight important. What you have to remember is, 3 yogas you always remember. One is Itasala Yoga, that is Lagnesh and Karyesh are in within the Deep Samsa range, and they are forming a Itasala Yoga, and all the conditions of Itasala Yoga. What are the conditions of Itasala Yoga? One is they should aspect the Lagna. Planets, Lagnesh and Karyesh, they should aspect the Lagna. Second is they should have within the orbs of influence. Orbs of influence we have already discussed, that is Jupiter and Saturn is having 9 degrees, Mars 8 degrees, Venus and Mercury 7 degrees, Sun is 15 degrees, and Moon is 12 degrees. When they are standing in one place, they extend the rays both backward and front. To that extent, when another planet come in between that race, that is considered a Deep Samsa range. How to arrive the Deep Samsa range is, you have to total the race and divide it by 2. That you find out the mean range of the Deep Samsa. That is, whenever a planet, both the planets comes in that range, mean range, that is considered they are having the influence of both. That is, one is Itasala Yoga, that the planet should aspect the Lagna and they should have Deep Tamsa range. And third one is important one, the fast moving planet should be behind the slow moving planet. Now, what are the mostly the planets? Jupiter and Saturn are the very, very slow planets, and Mars, Sun also slow planet compared to Moon, and Mercury is slow planet compared to the Venus. Like that, the planets are, you have to see the speed of the planets. And rest again the Dairi Kambula Yoga, that is one moon has to come as a qualifier. That is Itasala is there, but one planet moon becomes an important for conducting an event. So that is Kambula Yoga. Another third point you have to remember regarding the yoga is that at least one planet should be in an exalted position or in his own Hadda or Navamsha or Drekana for an event to happen. Maybe it be a marriage or maybe education, getting an admission in the education or getting through the competitive examination, or if you talk about the profession, promotion, or that is basically if the Karyesh is in an exalted provision or well positioned, then that year will be a good year for him. In addition to that, if that Karyesh or the Lagnesh area of that become the Lord of the Year or Munta, that is also good. Normally, when you think about 16 yogas, the three points you keep it in memory. That will be easy for you to remember to analyze the events and even remember the yogas also. And whatever the yogas of different is, Yatasala yoga is there, one point. In another place, moon is joining. In another place, malefic influences of Yatasala is there, but it has a malefic aspect of some other planet. Or there are some planets which have retrograde planets. Now, Drupa Yoga coming to the Drupa Yoga, planets are weak. Planets are weak means they are in inimical sign, they are in 6 and 12 houses, they are retrograde or in debilitation. These are all considered as the planets, weak planets. That is in Drupa Yoga or in Apoklima houses. Karyesh or Lagnesh is in Apoklima houses. So this is called the Drupa Yoga. The other one, Kutta Yoga, is Lagnesh and Karyesh are strong. Strong means they are in Kendra or Panapara or exalted. So these are the slight variation between the yogas. So any doubt in this? Hello? Either one of you can unmute and tell, or all of you can unmute and tell. Any doubts?
Sir, ఇప్పుడు యుతశల యోగాల ప్లానెటరీ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ అంటే బోత్ మాలిఫిక్ అండ్ బెనిఫిక్ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ రెండు ఇదవుతాయి. 1 4 7 10 3 5 9 11.
Yes, yes.
2 6
generally neutral aspect. Normally we are not considering. We treat it as an unqualified state.
Oh.
Inimical as well as benefic are considered, but out of that, malefic is considered very good. So whenever the malefic joins, that the name of the yoga changes. Name of the yoga changes. You can just see the previous yoga, that is where the Radha yoga. Inimical aspect. Itasala is there, but inimical aspect. So the yoga is there. Such a type of, or otherwise they are in a debilitated state. So still any other doubt?
No, sir.
Any other? They can unmute and they can talk to me. Hello, shall we proceed?
Yes, you can proceed.
Oh, Chapande.
You can proceed, sir.
Okay. This 16 yogas again I will revisit, but now we will go to the another subject. And before that, this also I will end of it. I will deal all these things. There is one subject which is called as Sahams. Sahams. Tell me.
Time limit cross continue అవుతుంది.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇంకా టైం ఉందా?
ఇది 40 minutes ఎండ్ అవ్వట్లేదు, ఎందుకో మరి ఇవ్వట్లేదు.
ఓకే సరే. So this Saham is a subject. It's like yoga this Saham is a sensitive point in a house. So that is for finding out a event. There are nearest names where Sahims are there. So this is a very new concept for the Tajaka, which can be applied for the birth chart also. So Saham is calculated on the basis of the longitude of the planets. Normally, Lagnesh and Karyesh longitudes are added. Lagnesh and Karyesh longitudes are longer, and another one planet is deducted, subtracted. So like this, that Sahams are added. That is the exact definition is the manipulation of the longitude of planets to arrive at some point. The total, here you take the signs also. In yoga, we are not considering the signs. We are taking only the longitudes. In Sahams, we are taking the signs also, inclusive of the signs and longitude of planets. Longitude of planets is inclusive of signs. And by manipulation of the signs, by adding or deducting, we form arrive at one point that is called as a Saham. There are some sages say that 50 yogas, 50 Sahams are there. Some say 48, some say 21, some say 72 also. We are not able to get that 72 yogas. Nilakanta talks about 50 yogas. Venkatesha talks about 48 yogas. Kesava talked about 21 yogas. They are the three different authors who have propagated the Tajaka. Then what are the yogas? There's Punya Yoga, not yoga, Saham. Punya Saham, Guru Saham, Vidya Saham, Yasha Saham, Mitra Saham, Mahamatya Saham, that is greatness or your firm and name, Asha Saham, Samarthya Saham, that is your competence, Bratru Saham, Honors, then Rajya Saham, Pitru Saham, Mata Saham, Sutta Saham, Jiva, life Saham, Karma Saham, like this for each and every event in the life, there is a name, the Saham is named, and the Saham is calculated on the basis of a manipulation of the longitude of Lagnesh, Karyesh, and one more planet. For example, if you see the Rajini, we calculate Kshetra Sputa and Bija Sputa, which you might not have been talked about because it is taught in the during when we are talking about the marriage, other things that comes in Visharada. But generally we see whether a person is eligible to become a father or mother. This type of calculations are there. There we consider Sun, Moon, Mars, Venus, and Jupiter. These 5 planets. These 5 planets, out of the 3 planets we take it, we make a plus or minus among the planets' longitudes. Total 3 planets is come. So plus or minus some manipulations in the longitude, and we arrive the Saham. For each and every Saham, for each and every event in the life, there is a Saham. For example, Mrityu, death, that Mrityu Saham. If you are going for foreign, it is called as Pardesi Saham. If you want to earn money, Dhana Saham. If you want to, suppose, marry a person, Vyavaha Saham. Suppose if anybody is having other man's eye, that is also can be calculated, that is called as Anyadara or Paradara. Suppose if you want to do some another profession, Anya Karma. So like that, every Saham, there are a lot of Sahams are there for each and every unit, every event. So you can just go through what is shown in the presentation. I am not repeating. Now I will go to the point of Saham, one or two Saham. What is the use of Saham? That is, find out the event, whether the event, where in the house, in which house it is falling, and when the event may happen. That Sahams will be helpful. For example, Lagna, take it as a first month and take it Sagittarius Lagna, and suppose Saham point is falling in Aries. That means from Sagittarius it is 5 months. That means when the Saham fall in the Aries and also in a benefic houses with benefic planets, that is, that event is going to happen during that period. That is the use of Saham. And second point is the Saham, if it is exalted, that is, suppose where the Saham, the point, the important point, that we can call it as a crucial point of action. If that is in a house where the planets are exalted, where that planet or lord of the house is strong in the Vimsopaka Bala, and it also the Varsheshwar, that means the event is going to happen. Now you come back, go back from the beginning of the Tajaka, we have studied about the strength of the planet. One is Harsha Bala, another is Panchavargya Bala, and another is Dwadasa Vargya Bala. That means you understand the strength of the planets. Then you studied the Lord of the Year. That is, there are some 5 contestants are there. We are selecting the Lord of the Year. Then we have studied the Yoga, 16 Yogas. Then out of that in Yogas, we take the benefic aspects more than the neutral aspects. Inimical we are considering, that inimical yogas means that the event is going to happen with a slight difficulty, but neutral we are not considering. Then coming to Sahams, that is, these are the 4 points in Tajaka. If you understand these 4 points, that is the strength of the planet, then Lord of the Year, then Yogas and Sahams, your interpretation level or your prediction level will go stronger. And now I will explain 1 or 2 Sahams. This you can just go through the book. I have not typed all the 50 Sahams. That is what is the calculation. Some Sahams which I am going to discuss, I am going to show you, and also I gave the calculation method. But one more point in Saham analysis is day and night. There is one formula for day and another formula for night. And there are some Sahams, both day and night are the same formula. So before going to example, I just want to know, is there any doubts in this? You can express. Any doubts? Hello, all are there? Hello. Somebody can unmute.
Yes, sir, we are there. No problem, sir. Go on.
No. What I'm saying, shall I proceed or you want to clarify
Proceed,
anything?
sir. Proceed,
No,
sir.
no. What about so far? What about, are you able to understand?
Yes.
Okay, now we will go to the Punya Saham. This Saham's calculations, it is available in all the books. I have not presented in a this presentation form typing 52 Sahams, but I have typed some important Sahams. One is Punya Saham, another is Vivaha Saham, another is Pitru Saham, another is Labha Saham. These are the important Sahams. I will start explaining. The Punya Saham is calculated longitude of moon, sun and lagna. So you are deducting the longitude of the moon. So you are deducting the longitude of the sun from moon, and you are adding the lagna. In almost everywhere you see lagna will be added. But in some of the sahams, what they do, addition they will say add punya saham or labha saham, like that. That is another some of the calculations. For explanation purpose, I took some 4 or 5 sahams. See that punya saham, longitude of moon and sun, moon minus sun plus lagna. You see here you take the sign also. In this is 31st year of the chart, and this is mostly that Rajiv Gandhi chart. I took it for explanation. And for 40th here, you see that moon is 317 degrees and sun is 123 degrees plus 56 degrees lagna, that is Taurus, and the total, if you calculate, it comes in the Libra, that is 136 degrees and 58 minutes it comes, which is falling in the Libra sign. And Libra is the 6th sign from the ascendant. Generally, it is considered as the for service or for governmental jobs or all these things. 6th house is counted along with the 10th house. If you go through the chart, lagna is Aries and 10th house is Saturn, that is Aquarius, and Lord of the Aquarius is Saturn. And we just want to see whether this person during that period will be having some punya. Punya saham will tell that whether that year will be good or bad. Now the punya saham falls in Libra. Who is the lord of the punya saham? It is Venus. Now you go through that. Where is the position of the Venus? Venus in 5th house. Venus in 5th house. That is the lord of the saham is in 5th house, and he is having a relationship with the Mars, also with the Saturn, that is the 10th house lord. That is, the 10th house lord is having a friendly relationship, that is 3-11 relationship. And in 10th house, Munta is also there. Jupiter is, though retrograde, it is nearing to his own house, going to the own house. And moon is the 3rd lord. It is also there, it will give some type of courage. So that is, we can say that saham is associated with a planet where it is having a friendly relationship. But only thing is, here Venus is debilitated. So whatever he has achieved, he might have lost something before that, and later on he will be enjoying. So if you recollect the life of Rajiv Gandhi, after 84, almost for 87, 89, there is a lot of struggles he has to make, but he is, in general, he is successful. So you take, for a person to be, the reason of calculating punya saham is the punya saham. If it is placed in a house, which that lord becomes stronger, or that lord having a friendly aspect with the Karyesh, have a friendly aspect with the Karyesh, or with the Lagna, or even inimical is also okay. Inimical aspect is also okay, but with some struggle, whatever he wants, he will achieve during that period. So always we calculate a punya saham. That is the main reason of touching the punya saham. Punya saham will tell whether during the year the individual is going to be successful, punya, whether he got any punya or he is going to be unsuccessful. Coming to the next saham, Matri saham. Matri saham means mother. It is a daytime. There is a daytime and night time. But as far as the Matri saham is concerned, day as well as night is having the same formula. That is moon minus Venus plus Lagna. So I have calculated this the saham falls in Cancer. Kala Purusha 4th house is Cancer and moon represents the mother. Here it becomes the in this chart it becomes the 8th house, the 9th house, and if you see that moon is in Rahu Ketu axis. Moon is in Rahu Ketu axis. So Maitri Saham, the calculation, it falls in Cancer. The Lord of the moon, Lord of the Cancer moon is with the Rahu Ketu axis. And during this period, also it is aspected by Mars. Moon is aspected by Mars. And that is the 7th house. Actually, that ascendant is not clear. Ascendant is Scorpio. And the 7th, it is an inimical house, 7th house moon. During that period, he lost his mother. So, Maitri Saham, yeah, the concept is whenever a Saham is located with malefics or debilitated or retrograde planet or combust with sun, then that Saham will not be useful to the individual. But at the same time, there may be some type of benefit also may happen if some of the planets are exalted or in his own house during that year. So you see that here, the 10th house, the sun, Leo in his own house. 10th house sun, Leo is in own house. And the Lord of the Saham, Venus, the sun, not Lord of the Saham, Lord of the Saham, moon, who is in exalted position in 7th house, is in Leo. They have the relationship, and Venus is the Lord for that Saham planet. That is, Lord of the Saham is moon, and moon is placed in Taurus. The Lord of the Taurus is Venus. That Venus has with the sun. So here the 10th house, sun is 10th house. He got a governmental recognition after the death of the mother. So that is, I am just only regarding prediction, I am not entering. Don't think about that. Prediction we can talk about in Visharada. But here I am explaining the Sahams. I am explaining the Sahams. If the Sahams are placed in a good position, you will get benefit. If they are in bad position, generally Rahu Ketu axis 6, 8, 12 debilitation or combust. But here what has happened, you just see Lord of the Saham Cancer is exalted, but it is in Rahu Ketu axis. So person has to suffer during that period because of the mother. Moon is representative of the mother, and also Kala Purusha 4th house is moon. So he has to suffer because of the mother, but at the same time professionally he will get some benefit because professional Lord Sun is in 10th house. And again, if you go through the longitude of the planets, they are forming Itasala with the Lagna Lord. That is, Lagna Lord is Mars, and they are forming a Itasala Yoga with these planets because Mars is in 7 degrees and Mercury is in 18 degrees, Sun is 3 degrees, Moon is 9 degrees, Jupiter is 9 degrees. So they have some ethers alloy is there. That means the individual is going to get a benefit and also a loss. So somebody benefit by loss, somebody benefit by without loss. That's the difference. So I think I will give you a small grab to the presentation. We will take some 5 minutes gap. We will come back. Meanwhile, because continuously we are going, 1 hour is over now. So కొంచెం లేదండి, ఇది కొంచెం మీరు మాట్లాడేది కొంచెం ఐఎమ్ నాట్ హియరింగ్ ప్రాపర్లీ దో ఐ కెప్ట్ ద స్పీకర్. ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి, కరెక్ట్ గా చెప్పండి. జస్ట్ 1 minute ఉండండి, 1 minute. ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి. లార్డ్ ఆఫ్
లాగ్ ఆఫ్ చైన్ అవసరం లేదు, అంటే
లాగ్ ఆఫ్ అవసరం లేదా?
అవసరం లేదు సార్, ఎందుకంటే
లేదు.
40 minutes టైం లిమిట్ తీసేసారు.
అదే 40 minutes క్రాస్ కూడా అయిపోయింది. దర్ ఇస్ నో లాగింగ్. సో నేనంటే జస్ట్ 5 minutes గ్యాప్ ఇస్తాము. జస్ట్ లెట్ us టాక్ ఎనీ అదర్ థింగ్. మీరు రికార్డు ఆఫ్ చేసేయండి. ఆఫ్ చేసేయండి, తర్వాత రికార్డింగ్ చేసుకుంటాము.
మీరు కూడా పవర్ చేయండి సార్, మీరు కూడా రికార్డింగ్ అవుతుంది.
Now let us see the Putra Saham. Putra Saham formula for day and night same. That is Jupiter minus moon plus Lagna. Always any Saham, if you calculate, there is always involvement of the Lagna. The reason for involvement of the Lagna is without Lagna, that is self, nothing will work. So this you have to keep it in mind always. Whenever you the birth chart, when you are analyzing also, always you consider the Lagna Lord and what is the relationship of the Lagna Lord to the Karyesh, to the event. Without Lagna Lord, nothing will work. So Saham is one clue for you that Lagna Lord position always should be considered in addition to the concerned Karaka positions. Here Jupiter is Karaka and the 5th Lord from the Lagna is also for children. So first let us work out the Putra Saham, Jupiter minus moon plus Lagna. So the result is the Jupiter is in 23 degrees of that is Capricorn, that is 270 plus 23. Then moon is in Gemini, 60 plus you add the degree of 13, that is moon degree. 60 moon degree is moon degree 1 degree 42, that is 6142, and plus Lagna is 00 degree. So just you have to take it 00, that ascendant is Gemini, so you have to take 60 degrees you have to add to that sign. So that total, if you make the longitude plus and minus, that it falls in the Saham falls in Capricorn. Saham falls in the Capricorn. So what are you just see whether the Lord of the Saham, whether he is having a friendly aspect, friendly relations with the Karaka and also with the Lagna Lord. Here the Lagna Lord is Mercury. So Mercury and Saham Lord Saturn are together. That is 1-7 relationship. Karaka, that is 5th house, that is Jupiter is the Karaka for children. And again 5th Lord of the Lagna is Venus. that is Libra, that relationship with the Mercury and Venus is 212 neutral relationship. But they are in, you see the Venus longitude and also the Mercury longitude. If you work out that, they are in the Deep Samsa range, that 13 minus 5. That is, they are in Nitasala, but it is in a neutral position. But if you see the Karaka, that is Jupiter. Jupiter is the Karaka for children. And Lagna Lord is Mercury. They are having a friendly aspect. So here, it says, again you see the moon also, moon position also. If you take all these things, either they are Itasala, either a Kambula Yoga, or either a Yamaya Yoga, that is third planet has come in between, one malefic or one neutral. The planet is not in a qualified state, then subsequently it becomes the qualified state. So like that you can see the planets' positions. So basically what you have to understand here is Sagam is calculated on the basis of the longitudes, and the Putrasam falls in here Capricorn, which is the 8th house. That means there will be children, but there is a possibility that there will be a disturbance or some type of trouble, because 8th house is not a good house. 8th house is not a good house. And Jupiter is debilitated again. So during this period, he had a children, because Karaka and the Lagna Lord is having a yoga, Itasala yoga. But when it comes to the Saham, it shows some type of difficulties. He was staying in faraway place, and wife was staying in a faraway place, Venus Karaka for wife, and only he can come to the, at the time of birth of the child only, he can come. During entire period, they were not together. So some type of indication will give. There is a child, whether he will get a child or not, that will show the yoga. And Saham will also show that whether Saham is connected to the Karaka or Saham is connected to the Lagna. This you have to find out. And if they are having some friendly relationship, then automatically that event will happen. Just you, as far as here you understand what is the Saham, then we will explain in some other time still further how to interpret the Saham, because I have given you a clue how to interpret the Saham. We can specifically deal with some charts. Then you see the Vivaha Saham. The formula for Vivaha Saham is Venus minus Saturn plus Lagna. Here one thing what I have observed in Tajaka is some other principles also they have taken. Normally, we consider father for son, moon for mother. But if you take it night time, the Karaka for father, Saturn becomes, and Karaka for mother, Venus becomes. You can just, some of the classical books, there is a variation for father, mother. So such a type of concepts here in Tajaka, they have brought in. See, Vivaha Saham, Venus is a Karaka, it's fine. But coming to Saturn, that longitude for inclusion, why they have included the Saturn? The reason is Saturn is Karaka for the Kala Purusha. There is time, like that some point or you have to, that is exactly why they have included is nowhere given, but we can just find out the reason why they have given such type of planets for Saham's calculations. Again you see Putra Saham. Putrasaham Jupiter is there, but why they have included moon? They could have included Venus. Venus is considered for the wife. Jupiter is Karaka for children. Mars is for energy, blood. Here, I believe moon is considered for conception. That there is a classical tells first month who is the Lord. Second month, the pregnancy period, they have given the lords for all the 10 months. So maybe the concept they have taken that concept, they brought moon in between. So this type of, it is not concerned for the, as far as the Tajaka class is concerned, but I'm just giving you, as you can just think over that, you will get so many points, not only astrological points, some religious points also you will get, what is scriptures are telling about. So that will type of, this not basically Pravina need to be told, but it will be taught in the Visharada and post Visharada. Visharada also they will not tell, post Visharada will tell. So here the Vivahasagam, Venus minus Saturn plus Lagna, the marriage was on 29/5/1985. That calculation, that it has fallen in Gemini. Maybe a lot time, as I observed, there may be some mistaken collection. You just check up. I will share this presentation also to you. You can check up. This example chart I have took, the 29/5/1985 marriage happened. Now you go to the chart. Lagna Lord is Saturn and Karyesh for Vivaha is Venus. Okay. Just you see, Venus and Saturn is having a Itasala. You just observe. Saturn is in, when we are coming to yogas, we are forgetting the signs. So here Saturn is in 0031 degrees of Scorpio, and Venus is in 2610 degrees. We have a marriage has to happen. What is the seventh lord? Seventh lord is Sun. So Sun is 10.59 degrees. So during 29/5 marriages happened, and see that Saham is in Gemini, Mercury, whether Mercury is connected to the Lagna Lord or the Karaka Venus or the Sun. You just see, suppose if they are not connected, whether any third party is involved in this. So Venus is Karaka for marriage, and Saturn is Lagna, and seventh lord is Sun. Here one point you have to always keep it in mind is birth chart. In birth chart, you have to see whether the individual is eligible for marriage. Afterwards, only you should consider other things, whether when is the marriage date, when the child will born. Suppose if the birth chart, there is no promise for marriage, you need not see anything in the Tajaka. If suppose birth chart shows no marriage, and Tajaka chart shows there is a marriage, that means that may not be a permanent relationship. It may be a temporary relationship. I don't want to mention what exactly that will be, but you understand that. So suppose if marriage is there in birth chart, and Tajaka chart is also marriage is there, certainly the marriage will happen when there is a Itasala yoga with the Karaka or seventh lord and the Lagna lord. Suppose if there is a promise of children in the birth chart, during the year there is a Itasala with the Jupiter or the fifth lord and the Lagnesh, that is Lagnesh and Karyesh, and benefic planets are joining them, then there will be a incident will happen, a birth will happen during the day. You just see here, marriage. Jupiter, who is the lord of the year. Jupiter is the lord of the year for 1984 to December 1984 to December 1985. So Jupiter is with the 7th lord. Sun is the 7th. You can just unmute it. You can just react to me, so that we can you can unmute all of them, so that this is a very important point. We have to, many people are not unmuting, what I observe, maybe that. So Jupiter is the year lord and 7th lord is Sun. You see that they are combined. Of course, birth chart is the example chart. That is 7th lord is Mercury in the birth chart, and the 7th lord is in 2nd house, which gives a promise for marriage. Whenever the 7th lord comes to the 2nd house, marriage will happen, and maybe marriage with a relationship, near relatives. So in this example case, he married a near relative, but there is a gap. They have to wait. They have to wait for some reason, professional reason or anything. So that's what here in this chart, it shows the 8th house involvement. 8th house involvement for the Putra Saha, that is Jupiter. They married, and after some time they were not together. For few days they were together for 3 months. Then she went to, because he was staying in faraway place, working in a faraway place, then subsequently childbirth. So such type of indications you can see from the Tajaka chart. So here you can very well see year lord is Jupiter, having a good relationship with the 7th house. So marriage has happened. Then you can see out the 5th month also. As in the beginning I told that from the Lagna, Capricorn is Aquarius Lagna. If you take each month as 1 month, Gemini will be the 5th month. Fine? So 29/5, the marriages happened. That is month of, always you take it as a Lagna as the, that is Makara, you know the Makara Sankranti when it happens? It's in January.
January.
So just ahead of his Lagna is just ahead. So somewhere in between that. So 14, 15, so if you take it 14 to 15, normally the month starts in Indian calendar, starts like that, 14 to 13 to 14 or 14 to 15, like that month period. So marriages happened in 29/5. So time period also you can calculate from the Lagna when the possibility of marriage. The Saham will tell you, basing up from the Lagna you can calculate, and there is also one more calculation is also basing upon the longitude also. That will also tell 13.36. If you take 360 days, 30 days, 30 degrees for 1 month, like that also you can calculate how many months, days. That is, I am not dealing with it. So this is what the overall of Tajaka. That is, Tajaka, this subject is completed. There is one point now. Now, are you clear about the Sahams?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
There
sir.
is 2 more Sahams I calculated. If you want, I will explain it. Karma Saham. Here, the formula is different for day and also the night. So I just want to tell that the difference. That's why I took this Saham also. That is, day, for day calculation is different, for night calculation is different. I have calculated is the Saham falls, I think it has gone down. I think it's Saham falls in, some adjustment has to be made. So in Aries, it falls in Aries, this Karma Saham. And again, I have calculated for 56 years also, That is the period of retirement for this individual. 52 is promotion and transfer. 52 years he was promoted and transferred between 2009 September. So I calculated professional. Karma Saham, I prepared professionally, he got a promotion and transferred, not of his choice. Not of his choice. Not he was disturbed from the family. Then Karma Saham, 56 years for I calculate is a retirement period. And that if you see the Saham, it's in Cancer, which is a second house. Which is a second house. That means benefit, retirement after you get all government benefits, no? Financially, he got some benefit. Again, 59 years, which I have discussed in the beginning, he got an offer from the BSNL, he joined. That is 27th December it starts, which I have explained when I am calculating about the strength of the planets, Panchavargya Bala. And here again, Saham also, it supports. Also, yoga also supports. Itasala yoga connected to the 10th house Lord. Now, I will come to some of the important points as far as the interpretation of Tajaka for prediction purpose. That is, whenever the Lagna, annual chart Lagna also becomes the birth chart Lagna, that is considered as the Divi Janma Varsha. Divi Janma Varsha. Whenever the Janma Lagna is Sagittarius, and also annual Lagna also becomes Sagittarius, that is called as the Divi Janma Varsha. That year will be a very, very important period for any person. If you go back to Rajiv Gandhi, you can see most of the time he got Divi Janma. His Lagna is Aries, that's it. Aries. Lagna is Leo. Many of the Lagnas, he had same Divi Janma Lagnas. That is, whatever was the Lagna during his birth time, so same Lagna has happened for Rajiv Gandhi. So what I mean to say that here is not that in the previous slide you can see that. So whenever the Divi Janma Lagna, that is the Lagna of birth and Lagna of the annual chart repeats, that year is very, very important, either good or bad will happen. Suppose if the Lagna Lord is connected to 8th house, that means there will certainly a bad thing going to happen either for himself or for family or for relatives, depending upon where the Lagna Lord and 8th Lord is sitting in the annual chart. Then regarding the office bearers, I have already during the classes I have explained many times what is the role of Munta, what is the role of Lord of the Year, Panchavargya Bala, Dwadasa Vargya Bala. And I also told that what is the strength of the house, strength of the houses, how it is calculated, that is basing up the exaltation, own house, benefic aspect of the planets, free from the 6, 8, 12, they are not aspected by malefics. Suppose if the planet house is weak, that means debilitated, 6, 8, 12 connected, that is like that. And again, yogas, we have seen 16 yogas and sahams. I have just explained some of the sahams and calculations. And these points, some important points, I will tell you, I will take, now it is 12. I will take some 15 or 20 minutes more. That's 12:30, we will finish it. Is it okay for you?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise,
Okay,
sir.
no,
Okay, sir.
Okay.
no, suppose if anybody feels it, we will have a separate class of 1 hour, 45 minutes. Separate class.
It's okay, sir. You please continue, sir.
Okay. Now, these are all basically what I am going to continue is the how to interpret the Tajaka. These very, very important points. I cut it from various books. Just read the points. That is, whenever annual chart, in an annual chart, if you want to see about an event, example, you are talking about a marriage or you are talking about the profession, take that 7th lord or the 10th lord. See whether they are with benefic planets, whether they are with malefic planets, whether they are in own house, whether they are in Mola Trikona or friends. As long as the planets are in good position, that year will be very, very good for them. Second, if the malefics are placed in 611, 3, 6, 11, except Ketu, it is good. And benefics are placed in Kendras, it is good. Reverse, suppose malefics on Kendras and benefics in malefic houses like 3, 6, 11, this is called Trishadaya, and 6, 8, 12, Dustana. If in these places benefics are there, there is no use of it. That is not much benefit. So malefic should be in malefic places, benefic should be in plus benefic places. Then house representing the annual lagna, if it, that is annual lagna, it becomes the natal lagna also. That, as I told, that is very, very important. And if the lord of the lagna and the natal lord lagna both are connected to Munta, lord of Munta, lord of lagna and Varsheshwar, that period is a very good period. Just now I explained some of the charts for Rajiv Gandhi and my chart also, that example chart also. Then you see that whether Raja Yogas are there in the natal chart. If the Raja Yogas are there in the natal chart and also Raja Yogas are there in the annual chart, it's certainly going to work. Raja Yoga in the natal chart will happen during the Dasa period. Dasa period. But Raja Yoga in the annual chart, it will specifically tell in which month, which day it may happen. That also you can fix it. Then if the Varsheshwar, Lord of the Year, is in 5, 9, 11 with the sun, that means either you will get a child or you will get a promotion in his job. If the Varsheshwar is located to the 5, 9, 11, 11 is for income from the profession, 10, second to the 10th house, 9th is your Bhagya, and 5 is Purva Punya. So Varsheshwar, Lord of the Year is with 5, 9, 11, you will get a son or a promotion in the job. Wherever there is Mars and Venus are together and also it becomes the Lord of the Year, then there is a possibility your wife may get a pregnancy or there is a child birth. If the Lord of the Year is also connected to this, then it is certain to happen. This is a, then coming to, if it is Mars, if it is connected to 6th house, Lord of the Year becomes the 6th house and connected to Lord of the Year Mars and it becomes the 6th house Lord, then there is a possibility of diseases. Then coming to next, Lord of the Munta, Lord of the Lagna, if they are not placed in 6, 8, 12 houses, it is always better. Suppose if they are combust means the planet which is nearer to the sun, that loses the power, and also when the planet is aspected to Saturn, that is, there is some problem during the year, either individual may suffer, wife may suffer, children may suffer, or the relations may suffer. Then if the natal 8th lord, which I have told already, becomes the lagna of the annual chart, that is 8th lord, natal 8th lord, if he becomes a lagna lord, then also there will be a problems. Then always the Muntesh, Varshesh and lord of the natal lagna should not be in 6, 8, 12, and also 1 and 2nd, first and second, that is first house, second house is considered as the Maraka. Then comes next, Mars always represents accidents. So Mars should not be placed in a malefic place or Dusthana in the annual chart. Sun is for rich as well as poverty. Suppose if Sun connected to 8th house and in bad houses in the annual chart, that means there is a possibility of money stretch, and there is a possibility of loss of money due to fire or some damage. Then jaundice, Sun is a fiery planet, there is a possibility of jaundice. Jupiter in general, if it becomes the 8th house, it gives some general disturbance in your life. Suppose if it is 5th house and connected to Mars, there is a birth of a Sun. That is whenever the Lord of the year is. Again, Lord of the 7th Lord, natal 7th Lord becomes Munta, and Lord of the 7 in the annual chart are the 10, and the moon is exalted. There is a possibility that you will get a promotion, you will get a child, you may get married, also you will go foreign. You will go happily, not with the distress. That is, planet should be placed in a good position. Then natal Lagnesh, that is Lagna Lord, and annual Lord of the year, and moon are in a better place. Again, any doubt? Somebody is coming. Lagnesh, again there is a possibility of foreign trip. Then Mars, again, as I told already, if it becomes the natal 6th Lord, and also in annual chart also it is the 6th Lord, certainly the individual will fall sickness. Mars in 7th of the female chart. Mars in 7th of the female chart, generally what happens, Mars is for accidents or surgery. So there is a possibility that the pregnancy of the wife get terminated, or the wife may get sick. Then strong Venus, if it becomes a Lord of the year, throughout the year you can feel happy. That Lord of the Venus, if joins with Mars, a person may fall in deep love and he will go behind her and get married. Suppose if the planets are debilitated and the Sun is in 7th, Sun is in 7th means it is aspecting the Lagna, and also if you calculate from 10th house, the 7th house becomes the 10th house from 10th house. That is called Bhavat Bhavam Kamsat. Bhavat Bhavam Kamsat, in delineation they would have told you Bhavat Bhavam Kamsat. That is 10th Lord, 10th house, from there you have to calculate 10 houses. So 7th house becomes the 10th house from the 10th house. So if the planets, Sun is in 7th and also some weak planets are there, then there is a possibility of unhappiness with the family. You may lose trade, business, there's loss. You should not start any venture during this year. And year Lord Jupiter, and if it is placed in 2nd and 8th, that is called Maraka places. 2nd and 8th are considered as the Maraka and the Maraka places, Marrakesh. So loss of money. Also if Saturn is aspecting, there is a big loss. Then come to the aspected by 8th Lord. If Lord of Lagna is aspected 8th, that is also bring some problems. Then Mars is representative of accidents, as I already told. If it is associated with the Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, that is Saturn, Rahu, Ketu is represents Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Mars, if they are combined and they are in 8th house, then there is a possibility that you will fall sick and enemies may increase. Again, coming to Sun, it will create some poverty, fire. Venus means there is a danger of water. Mercury, again, there is a jaundice. Jupiter will give, suppose if Jupiter is aspecting all these planets, that means the seriousness will not be there. You will come out of the difficulty. So Jupiter, Sun, in Kolas, there are so many points are there. You just go through the presentation. These are all the important points which I have taken from various books. And one point always remember, whenever there is a Sun and Mars connected, well connected to the 4th house or 5th house for education, and if the age is between 17 and 18, and it has very good yogas, there is every possibility the individual get medical seats. Suppose if Sun and Mars are there, if Sun and Saturn is there, Mars and Saturn is there, you will get a very good engineering seat. Very good engineering seat. Only thing is the planet should be placed very well. And Sun, Mercury, Mars is there, you will get a government recognition. Also, you may become a big administrator. That is like ministerial positions may give. If it is Mercury, business, you can start business, you can write books, you can get recognition. Again, if it is strong 11th Lord, that year you will get all firm and respect, money, everything. So you can go through the whatever the points I have given regarding this. And one final point I want to tell you is, whenever the promise in the birth chart is there for any event like profession, marriage, or recognition in the society, and the annual chart also shows it, certainly that year will be a successful year. If anybody in politics, he comes and asks you, shall I contest? See the birth chart, see the annual chart. If the birth chart promise is there and the 10th house is connected and Saturn is well placed and some planets are in Kendras with the exaltation, certainly that person will win. And basing upon the Dasha period, he may get a ministerial post or some other. In the same way, a person who is preparing for competitive examination, you can advise him if the Dasha period is there, basing upon the birth chart and Dasha annual chart, you can tell him prepare hard, he will get the seat. In fact, these are all I have practiced. Some of the friends, when some of my friends came, I advised for their children's and they got medicine. And it's not mine. I can't say that it is me. God has blessed me so that I can convey the good things to them. We are all tuned as far as astrologers are concerned. Final note, I'm concluding this. Final note is always you feel whatever you tell as a prediction, it is a God blessing, not you have done it. That is the main thing. Always remember that whatever an astrologer tells, it is the words of the God. That is why astrologer is considered the Daivajna. The words of God is coming through you and it is conveyed to the customer. Hence, whenever you are dealing with a chart, be impartial. Always pray your own Ishta Devata, our mother, father, and God, your prediction will come true. And give respect to the subject. Certainly, you will successful as an astrologer if all other combinations comes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So you can
Thank you,
now
sir.
you can ask anything you
Thank
wanted.
you very much.
No, if you want to say anything about that, you can just say. Or shall I will this sharing I will stop. Then we can see, you can unmute, and also you can open your videos. We can just have a chat for 5 minutes and we will close it. Now it is 12:27. Unmute and come to the video so that we can see each other.
Sir, daily how many hours we should study?
No, see, it's all depends upon you, but I will advise you 1 hour per day is enough. 1 hour per day, 365 hours in a year. You can spare more time also. You can spare more
Examinations
time
are
also.
coming near, no, sir.
1 hour,
So,
see,
to
maximum
study
3
the
hours
examination.
per day.
If we take one problem, it is taking 1 hour.
No. What I'm talking about not at this stage. I'm talking about after completing your syllabus. I thought that you are now you have to spend at least 2 to 3 hours. See, another thing you understand, Sunday we are taking class, and all through the week you can revise the subject. Total 2 subjects are taught to you in a week, and you can just revise the same thing. And one thing, as far as faculty is concerned, as far as I have a lot of confidence on them. Even without studying the book also you can write. Whatever you hear, you can write in the exam. But if you study more, you will get more marks. కొందరు వీడియోలు ఓపెన్ చేయలేదు, వాళ్ళు సెల్లులో ఉన్నారా, they are reading through cell. They can come, just is the last class, and if you want one more class, we can have one more class. You just communicate to Praveen, but you just go through the subject first, and some other day we will have, not immediately next week. Whenever you want, we will have some 1 or 2 hours, whatever points we will discuss, not in a syllabus wise fashion, doubts or any interpreting method. Or I have, in fact, I have gone beyond the syllabus. Actually, if I stick to the syllabus, many things need not be told, but still I want to give, you should also understand what are all the things to be seen through Tajaka. Tajaka is a very, very important tool. I have verified it, I have seen it, I experienced it. Many of the people who comes to me, I always verify the Tajaka and Prashna. I will put immediately Prashna Kundali. That also I see. Of course, I am very weak in Muhurta, but I read the Muhurta in general. Last time when Gopal Krishna sir was talking, I subject read, but Muhurta fixation I am not taking, because Muhurta fixation, first thing is I believe that you should have a lot of devotion, you should know a lot of shlokas, mantras. You have to pray for the God. Putting a Muhurta, you have to be very, I know that you have to come to that, you have to solemnize yourself before fixing a Muhurta. Teaching Muhurta is different from fixing the Muhurta. So that's why I have not taken that Muhurta. So because Muhurta gives you a lifetime importance. So read Muhurta, and if anybody of you is already knows, practice Muhurta. Many people, they ask the Muhurtas, and it's very good if you practice. One of my friend who was ICAS and also my colleague, last 10-15 years, he is fixing Muhurta and very successful. So like that, you can also do that. And always, read more books. Keep on reading books. Whether you understand or not is not an important. Automatically you will understand. You see, God gives you the knowledge at the appropriate time, but keep reading. Sometimes you may not be understanding, but when you see a chart, suddenly some points comes to your mind. That is intuition. Astrology, this I am many a times I am experiencing, and all I thanks to the God who has blessed me to be in this line. Suddenly I came, though my grandfather is very good at astrology during his younger periods, and he was very famous as in Tamil Nadu, but afterwards He has died also. People have forgotten him. But generally, what I'm saying is, I came suddenly. Only thing is, you as much time you are allotting to astrology, that much God will bless you with your predictional power. Your prediction power will increase. And what now, Madam asked, sir, how much I study? It is your selection. If you want to, we are all know. I will tell you, it's type of one attraction for us. I keep on reading, and I just pass on the important things to the students. So like that, abortion, astrology, people say that it looks like only 12 houses, just like it's like chess game. Whenever you play, it's always a new game. Always a new game. Like the same, whenever a child is born, always it has its own separate qualities. If you go to the religion, every soul has its separate uniqueness. No soul is weak or strong, equally strong. Each soul can contribute to the universal benefit. That is how that religious things goes, and astrology also goes. As much you read, it is no end of it. But one thing, you read more, your eyes, Jyotish, your light, you will get automatically, you will have inner side satisfaction. You will understand that something new you have understood. Suppose if you learned Jyotish, go to Bhagavad Gita, then you will find so many things which you would not have understood in initial stages. So use it, astrology, for your purpose, also for the society purpose, and certainly the astrology will be gifted to you, and everything will happen in life. All the best. And today is the last class as such as the syllabus is concerned, but I think you are having my phone numbers. Otherwise, note it, 944-188-3939. Anytime you can call me. If I am free, I will talk immediately. Otherwise, I will call back, seeing the missed call. But anything regarding prediction of somebody, don't call before this, after 4 o'clock. 11, between 11 and 4, any prediction, any subject-wise, no problem. Suppose if somebody, some prediction wanted 11 to 4, I am only, when the sun is, actually sometimes before 1 o'clock I close it. I never take more cases, also only one case per day, because I'm not a regular counseling person. So you can contact me anytime. And before
Number ఒకసారి చెప్పండి సార్.
You can 944
Yeah.
188-3939. 944-188-3939.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You can send the details and you can ask regarding the subject anytime. There is no time for subject, is only a knowledge increasing. So all the best. I don't know, exam may not be in June because there is indication is coming like that. But maybe it may be once the environment changes, accordingly they may plan the exam. So another thing, you should be very proud of that Second chapter is involving themselves in online teaching. In fact, that is good thing in the bad period. We learn to teach, we come together, little bit of difficulties are there. Still we can be very, very happy. Second chapters, most of the chapters are taking classes through. And one more thing is, workshop will be there every week. It will be put into the astrological group. So you can join the astrology, that's a workshop. You can tell to other friends also. This week, they were not planned any workshop this week and last week. So mostly next week, there may be a workshop. You can join. And if you was allotted another subject in the Visharada, I will again meet you. Okay, all the best. Keep reading. And question and answers, you go through the question and answers. And if you require 1 hour, somewhere after some 15 days, question papers only will discuss. How to answer the question papers, where you can stop and where you can continue, because normally last 12 years I am correcting the papers. I know people weakness also. plus point also. So we can discuss about the question papers and answers. Thank you for all.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
19
Thank you, sir.
చెప్పండి.
19 June, December, both papers you want.
అంటే అది ఇంకా ప్రపోజల్ కరెక్ట్ గా రాలేదు, బట్ ఒకే పీరియడ్ లో కూడా కంటిన్యూస్ గా పేపర్ కరెక్షన్ కూడా ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుందండి. అది కంట్రోలర్ ఆఫ్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ ఎలా ప్లాన్ చేస్తారో తెలియదు.
Question paper of June 19 and December 19.
అది నా దగ్గర లేదండి. మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా భారత్ విద్యా భవన్ వెళ్ళారంటే, లేదు పద్మరావు నగర్ వెళ్ళారంటే, ఆర్ అదర్వైజ్ ఐ థింక్ సుభాష్ యూ కెన్ అప్రోచ్. యూ కెన్ బి ఏబుల్ టు గివ్ ది లేటెస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్. ఐ థింక్ మీకు క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ బుక్ June 18th వరకు ఉంది అనుకుంటా కదా.
ఉంది
June 18th వరకు మీరు క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ లో చదవండి. అండ్ 18-19 ఇది మీరు సుభాష్ గారిని అడగండి. ఐ థింక్ యూ కెన్ బి ఏబుల్ టు హెల్ప్ యూ. అండ్ ఐ విల్ సీ వెదర్ నాకు కొన్ని పేపర్లో ప్రవీణ్ అట్టు నేను కరెక్ట్ చేశాను కానీ ఆ పేపర్స్ ఎక్కడో నాకు తెలియదు. బట్ ఐ కెన్ షో యూ సమ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆన్సర్ పేపర్. అది మనం డిసైడ్ చేస్తాం. మీరు ప్రవీణ్ గారితో టచ్ లో ఉండండి. I will decide it. We will decide about the question and answers, how to answer, how much you have to answer, how to prioritize. Ultimately, Tajaka Yogas మీరు ఆన్సర్ చేసే 3 questions maximum. And just to focus చేయండి. We will certainly get through. We will get a good marks. All the best. ఇంకేదైనా చెప్పాలంటే we can talk. Otherwise, we can close.
Can I ask one? Delineation లో ఒక రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ ప్లానెట్
అవునండి
సార్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ చూసినప్పుడు ప్రీవియస్ హౌస్ నుంచి తీసుకోవాలి కదా.
లేదండి, అది ఐ విల్ ఇట్స్ ఎ వెరీ గుడ్ పాయింట్ యు హావ్ ఆస్క్డ్ యు. ఐ విల్ టెల్ యు. ఇప్పుడు రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ ప్లానెట్ ఉంది చూడండి. టేక్ ఫస్ట్ వచ్చి రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ ప్లానెట్ గానే మీరు ట్రీట్ చేసుకొని మీరు ప్రెడిక్షన్ తీసుకోండి. తర్వాత టేక్ ద ప్లానెట్ టు ద ప్రీవియస్ హౌస్. ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ ప్లానెట్ 5th house లో ఉందండి. 5th house రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ ప్లానెట్ ఈస్ నాట్ గుడ్ ఫర్ ద చిల్డ్రన్స్ ఆర్ ఫర్ ద కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్. అలా మీరు ప్రెడిక్షన్ తీసుకోండి. అది పెట్టుకొని టేక్ దట్ యాజ్ ఎ లగ్న అండ్ సీ అదర్ ప్లానెట్ పొజిషన్. Then place the retrograde planet in the previous house. Retrograde planet is your destiny. Okay. Previous house poindante, then you analyze the chart again. Suppose if there is a variation ochindi anukondi, మీ prediction ki konచెం variation ochindante, that is your free will. That is your prarabdha is it has come as a retrograde planet, but previous house lo pettukoni మీరు చేసి average చేయండి. రెండు ప్రెడిక్షన్స్ ని, అంటే రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ ప్లానెట్స్ ని తీసుకొని ఒక ప్రెడిక్షన్ తీసుకోండి, ప్రీవియస్ హౌస్ కి తీసుకెళ్ళి దెన్ అగైన్ యూ అనలైజ్ ఇట్, దెన్ యావరేజ్ ఇట్. సపోజ్ రెండిట్లోనే కష్టాలే చూపించింది అనుకోండి, యూ అడ్వైస్ దట్ ఈస్ ఎ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్ పీరియడ్. సపోజ్ రెండిట్లోనే మంచిదే చూపించింది అనుకోండి, దట్ ఈస్ ఎ వెరీ గుడ్ ఫర్ హిమ్. రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ ప్లానెట్స్ కూడా చాలా స్ట్రాంగ్, చాలా మనుషుల్ని చాలా లిఫ్ట్ చేసిన రోజులు ఉన్నాయి. Many people have been lifted through retrograde planets. So average cheskondi. Suppose both bad and good mixed results. Ala teeskoni average cheyandi. Retrograde planets eppudu endante both the house you have to see. Retrograde
all retrograde planets ku untayi kada.
All retrograde planets is there, but general ga I will tell you one thing. 1 or 2 retrograde planets in a chart is good and more retrograde planets in a chart, it is a challenge to the astrologer. Also, that individual is having a lot of problems in his life. But one plus point is never die antar kada, or never die split untadi valli. Retrograde planets వాళ్ళు సపోజ్ వచ్చి 4th house లోనో 10th house లోనో retrograde planet ఉందని వాడికి సబ్జెక్ట్ దొరికేంత వరకు, సపోజ్ నాకు కావాల్సిన సబ్జెక్ట్ మెడిసిన్ లేదా ఇంజనీర్ ఐఐటి అనుకోండి, అది వచ్చేంత వరకు వాడు వదలడు. రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ ప్లానెట్స్ ప్లస్ పాయింట్ దట్ ఈస్ 1, దట్ ఈస్ నెవర్ డై స్పిరిట్ ఉంటుంది వాళ్ళకి. బట్ అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం రాహు కేతు రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ ప్లానెట్స్ ప్రెడిక్షన్ ఈస్ ఎ ఛాలెంజ్ ఫర్ ద అస్ట్రాలజర్. అది ఒకటి ఎప్పుడూ కేర్ఫుల్ గా చూడాలి మీరు, ఎందుకంటే రాహు కేతు ఈస్ ఆల్వేస్ రెట్రోగ్రేడ్, దెన్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో రెట్రోగ్రేడ్. సో అది కొంచెం కేర్ఫుల్ గా చూడాలి. అండ్ Standalone Rahu Ketu was always good. Standalone Rahu Ketu. In that Rahu Ketu standalone takes the Lord of the House qualities. అయితే రాహు కేతు అసోసియేట్స్ విత్ ప్లానెట్ ఏమవుతుందంటే ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ ఇన్ అడిషన్ హిస్ ఓన్ సిగ్నిఫికేషన్ విల్ టేక్ ద వాట్ ఎవర్ మ్యాలిఫిక్ ఆర్ బెనిఫిట్. సో రెట్రోగ్రేడ్స్ చాలా కేర్ఫుల్ గా చూడాలండి. మీరు చెప్పినట్టు బోత్ హౌసెస్ యూ హావ్ టు సీ అండ్ యావరేజ్ ఇట్. బట్ రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ ప్లానెట్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్వేస్ స్ట్రాంగర్. ఇట్ గివ్స్ ద రిజల్ట్. సపోజ్ కేంద్రాలో కానీ రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ ప్లానెట్ కూర్చుంది అనుకోండి, సర్టన్లీ దట్ పర్సన్ విల్ అచీవ్ సంథింగ్ కనెక్టెడ్ టు దట్ హౌస్ డ్యూరింగ్ దిస్ లైఫ్ టైం. చాలా మంచి క్వశ్చన్ అది, రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ క్వశ్చన్ అనేది. ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ ఐఎమ్ ప్లానింగ్ టు టేక్ ఏ వర్క్షాప్ ఆన్ రెట్రోగ్రేడ్ ప్లానెట్స్ సెపరేట్లీ అండ్ రాహు కేతు సెపరేట్లీ, ఒక సెపరేట్ వర్క్షాప్. మోస్ట్లీ నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఇంకా డిసైడ్ అవ్వలేదు. మోస్ట్లీ తాజకానే ఉండొచ్చు. టైమింగ్ ఇన్ తాజకా సంథింగ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్. ఈ వీక్ నేను తీసుకోలేదు, సమ్ ఐ వాస్ లిటిల్ బిట్ బిజీ. నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ we may discuss about timing of Tajaka. So you can join the group. You will get that. You can be in touch with Praveen Kumar and Subhash Garu.
Sir, whenever there is a workshop, please share that link with us.
అదే చెప్తాను. అది జాన్బుల్ గా there is a group, alumni group ఉంది. ఆ గ్రూప్ లో పెడతారు. తర్వాత సెకండరీ చాప్టర్ గ్రూప్ టెలిగ్రాఫ్ లో ఉంది. టెలిగ్రాఫ్ లో మీరు టెలిగ్రాఫ్ లో ఉంటారంటే సెకండరీ గ్రూప్ ఒకటి ఉంది, అందులోనే పెడతారు లింక్. ఆల్వేస్ we intimate in various groups. So be in touch. Praveen Kumar will be able to help you. మీ గ్రూప్ లో కూడా పెట్టిస్తారు. ఓకే
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All the best. Thank you for speakership. చెప్పండి. It's a lengthy session. One thing happiness without break. This session has went
Continuously.
Sir, thank you so much. You have created a lot of interest in Tajaka, and we will be working on it, sir. And
working అండి. తాజక్ నీలకంఠ మీరు పెట్టేసుకోండి. It is very good book. Any doubt you can ask, and when I am free I will talk to you immediately, or you can just message it and then we can discuss about the subject. Go through that, learn the subject. Tajaka is a very, very useful subject.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Naveen sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you అండి. Thank you. We should thank you. And anything ఉంటే మీరు ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చేయండి ఫర్దర్ గా. Okay. Good day. Okay sir. Okay.
Thank you, sir, once again.
Thank you. I thank you
Lot
also.
of things, and I have to practice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
I have
very
to
much.
practice more. I have doubts, but I clarify doubts with my colleagues, and I still do struggle to learn this subject.
No, you will learn.
Thank you,
And
sir.
one thing, daily spend some hours for it, and daily దేవుని pray చేయండి. He will come to your rescue. Whatever I am teaching, because of the God, He has selected me to be a faculty, and all because of Him only. Nothing is in my hand.
Still my problem, I'm not able to concentrate on the subject. One thing, and I should spend more time on this, and I so much confused in the subject when
No, nothing.
So I cannot be asked the questions. But
beginning lo it
I
will
will
be
do
like that
work.
only. In the beginning it will be like that. Over a period of time, I will tell you, you will be the person who is going to be expert, because you know that you are confused. So certainly you will try to remove the confusion. So you
Yes,
ask
sir.
the doubts
Especially-
from the teachers, and we will clear the doubts as far as possible, and certainly you will learn it. And our faculties are very good faculties. Everybody whoever is in ICAS, they are very good faculties. Even faculties who are in other organizations, other chapters also, you can ask. They will be very happy to tell you that.
So okay, sir. Thank
నేను
you.
మీకు థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పాలండి, ఎందుకంటే పర్టికులర్లీ దోస్ సీనియర్ సిటిజన్స్ లైక్ మీ, ఆఫ్టర్ ఈ టెక్నాలజీ నేర్చుకొని మనం ఆన్లైన్ లో వచ్చి, ఐ షుడ్ బి వెరీ వెరీ థ్యాంక్ఫుల్ టు యూ ఆల్ ఫర్ కోఆపరేటింగ్ విత్ దట్ ICAS.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay, sir. Any more?
Okay.
Meeting the end చేస్తాను, sir.
Okay.
Any more interactions?
Thank you. Good day. All the best. Be safe and stay home and take care of your family.